Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, and a very warm evening, good evening from the UK. My name is Dr. Chan, and I will be presenting the film and music show for the next, let's say, 40 minutes on USA Global TV and Radio. And I want to say a warm welcome to our Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn viewers, as well as YouTube. Before I bring in today's guest on the film and music show, I just would like to share with you the incredible movement of the stats for USA Global TV and Radio, the YouTube channel. As from today, we are currently at 47.9K subscribers. That is phenomenal. So please do keep on subscribing, supporting us, helping us to share education, hope, giving you the opportunity to promote your brand, your life story, all that and the above. And Dr. Jacqueline's YouTube channel is now at 24.1K, 24,100 subscribers. How phenomenal is that? Again, please do support both channels. We can grow, we can evolve, we can help, we can connect. We can help the mothership grow and evolve and have this new wave of media, of people that are just there to help grow USA Global TV and Radio and be part of this thriving community. All right, now let's get on some exciting news. Let's bring on today's guest. And she is an author, a founder, the owner of Fulfill to Be. She coaches, trains, and facilitates and consults. She's a consultant. She plays piano. She was a singer in a gospel choir. She is phenomenal in humanities, in human resources. And because of her expertise, she won a state Senate award for community service, the National Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award for character and humanity. She has a passion for helping others. She loves to read. She loves to exercise. And most importantly, she loves spending time with her family. She's currently in Colombia on her vacation. She's absolutely phenomenal. Film and Music Show welcomes today the wonderful Kendra Q. Dodd.
Thank you. That was a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. I love it. I was like, oh my gosh, who's going to be the guest? Is it me?
Well, it's you that's accomplished all this and more. My goodness. Well, thank you for being with us and being on your holiday. How fabulous in Colombia.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what I'd like to talk about, Kendra, is can you share with our audience, in the space of a paragraph, who you are? Well, I've always said who you are, but what you'd like to share. And then we can go into our beautiful questions and finding out more.
I think the biggest thing I probably want to share is that every part of adversity, there is a silver lining, or every part of something. So, you know, I've had challenges in life, even from when I was born, that I had to have surgery on my feet. I couldn't walk. And so it was behind, but it always keeps up. You just got to keep going, keep growing. So that's probably the biggest thing about me, like those things, that little things happen. Like I was telling them before the show, I lost my luggage. You know, I've been here since Tuesday and I just got my luggage an hour ago, but it was perfect timing. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to talk.
And you look fabulous, by the way, as well. So going back to an operation on the soles of your feet, what was all this about?
Well, my feet were actually turned in as a child. So they had to have operations. And then I had to wear these braces, and it was a bar. So I had shoes as an infant and a toddler, and then they had to put a bar. So I couldn't walk. And so when it was time to walk, I had to learn how to, you know, move like this or hop. But my parents said I still was able to get around.
So you were still grounded.
Yes, still grounded.
Still
so
grounded.
If you can imagine a bar between your feet and your feet being bolted to that bar.
But how could you balance?
I made it work.
Wow, absolutely. And how long did you have these bars?
Oh,
Probably
I think until like 14, 16, almost 2 years, I would say, to be fair, off and on. I could wear them at night. You know, you gradually, you know, get better and better and things like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. That's amazing. You went through that and you pulled through it. That's great. So before we go on about what you're doing with Fulfilled to Be, I'd like to talk about your voice, how powerful your voice is. Being part of a gospel choir, how did you become part of this journey with your voice?
Well, you know, I was very shy, but the region that I grew up in the United States, it was very common within the church that you play. I went to a church that was known. Matter of fact, they recorded. The choir was known for recording. So it was a very musical area in which I grew up, and they supported me in playing the piano. But I love music, by the way, but especially gospel music. And so I started probably in my preteens, like 13, 14. And then when I went to the university, I sung at the university as well.
That's incredible. I mean, being in a gospel choir, there's all kinds of movements, all different voices going on at the same time. I mean, it's phenomenal. What range or what part of the choir were you part of?
I tease people, like they get excited and they're like, "Oh, you were part of a gospel choir." I'm like, "I'm second alto." So anyone that are musicians, I mean, an alto already fills in the harmony, but second alto, you're definitely just every other hum and harmonizing. So if you could keep a tune and you can sing a word, every other word within a stanza, you're good.
Kendra, you are filling the concert hall with that second alto, without a doubt. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So with going with your voice, and then you began playing piano. Did play piano come first or the voice?
The piano was first. I started piano. I'm better with grades, and I know that doesn't help people. So 5th grade would have been maybe 11, I'm thinking. 4th or 5th grade, like 10 or 11. I started playing the piano. And thought I was going to major in music, or thought of it. A local person, I took lessons, and she said, "Well, I think that Kendra is gifted." And there was a college that had a pre-college program, and I auditioned and I got in. And so I went to a local university in my teenage years and studied music and played the piano.
That's very young to go to university in teenage
years. It was
years.
A special program that you did, and it was very expensive. So I had to I didn't, my mom was a teacher and my dad was a officer, police officer. And so we didn't make much money. And so I had to do scholarships and I had to play to get the money and things like that. So, yeah.
I mean, to get a scholarship is so difficult to attain and achieve. So that's phenomenal. And how old were you? 11th grade?
Maybe about 14, 15.
14.
Yeah, I by the time I got to my 12th grade though, it was too hard. It was too much.
And was it classical concerto or
it was
blues,
classical?
jazz?
Yes, it was classical. Yeah.
So with the grades and everything, yes, I can imagine. But
yes.
that's fantastic. So do you play piano for a hobby? Yeah.
You know, I just for soothing. When I'm you know, maybe feeling down, I will go and get on the piano. And I never upgrade it to a baby grand. I still have the same upright that I had when I was a child.
And it's in pristine condition.
I will make sure I still get it tuned, and you have to get it tuned regularly.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So maybe while you're on holiday, you might be going in and spinning a tune here and there.
Oh,
you never know. Right. So thank you for that, Kendra.
Yes.
What I'd like to talk about now is your journey of being in human resources and lending your voice to empower others to help them gain confidence for speaking engagements. At what point in your life did you feel you had a gift of the voice of confidence?
I'm still wondering that today. I mean, you have to stay humble. I heard something today that was amazing. I was watching a morning show, and someone asked, they said, what was the best advice from your mother? And she said, if you strut too hard, you'll trip, meaning stay humble.
Stay humble.
Yes. So strutting means to, you know, walk with overconfidence. And so I would say, you know, when I started my business 13 years ago, of saying, okay, I want to do it my way because that's what works. And my way being selfish, it's just, I realized that there were certain conformities that I think people need to have liberties. And so that's when I started my business. And I would say when I felt confident enough to be confident to help others when I started my own business.
That's it. Well, you know, they say sometimes it takes an incident or a situation where it gives you the opportunity to flourish, to show your voice, whether it's a voice for yourself or a voice for others. In what capacity did was it for you, a voice for you, or helping another person to communicate what they wanted to communicate?
You know, I think the biggest thing is that I know what it feels like to feel like you're alone. I know what it feels like. You know, I was very shy growing up. Actually, I write about that in the introduction of who I am in my book. But I always wanted people to feel valued before it became a cliche, right? Now it's a thing. I want to feel valued, belonging. But I always wanted to feel that because I know what it feels like. When my dad when he got out of the academy, we had to move far away. That was the rule. So once he finished the academy, so I came from my mom had a big family. And so it just isolating. It was just my parents and I'm the oldest, and navigating through that new terrain. And just, I want people to feel valued. So that's where the voice came from, that, okay, if you can't speak, I'll speak for you and help you.
And with the fact that you come from a big family, have you had the emotional support from your family whilst you've been on this journey, as you're still on the journey?
From a distance, because we moved away. I mean, I have 28 first cousins on my mom's side. Yes, I have 28. Yes.
fabulous
Right.
is that?
But can you imagine though, then at 5 years old, before I started school, that then it's just the three of us, my mom and dad and I. And so, yes, externally, they are very still close and they still include me, but I didn't grow up with them. And so, yes and no. Like if I was to call them right now and say, hey, I need this support, they would. But I didn't have the luxury. I would only see them really from quality time in the summers.
Yeah. And the fact that you did a lot of support yourself to support yourself at university, being at university at such a young age. Wow. I love that. I want to talk about the award, the State Senate Award. Can you tell our viewers what it represents and what it meant for you to be awarded the National
Well, I was
Award?
I was able to stay in school. It's just the pre-college program, the music program, they called it a pre-college program. So I was going to school and then going to this college. So just want to be clear, I still was able to, thank goodness, have my high school career. I was just very busy. As you can see, I had to do that. Like I said, my senior year, though, I was done. I was like, because I had to start transposing music. So I had to go from one key to another, and it just became a lot having to do that. But I would say the award was something of, community service. I just know that everyone can give to someone that could be in a worse situation than you. Always. Like I was telling the Uber driver that I haven't had my clothes for 3 days. And guess what he said? I just dropped someone off that didn't have clothes for 5 days. So someone always can be worse. And so I was shocked when I received the award because I can't even remember all the things. Honestly, I did that I think is simple because I grew up from a service family, right? Like I said, with my mom being a teacher and my dad being in the police, and a lot of my uncles were in the military as well.
That is quite a vast background of knowledge and support and key workers as well.
Yes.
Wow. So what does it mean with character and humanity? So is that anything to do with voice or engaging people to bring confidence?
I did, I think with that, a lot of what I did, especially with the Al-Ghanan, that was college when I was in my college years when that occurred. I would just set up communities. I would go to nursing homes. I would, go to different churches or events, or I would create service. I was part of a service organization and I was the president, and I helped create different initiatives, like reading initiatives, going to different schools that were underprivileged. So just creating different things within the community that we could give back. And it's easier than you think. There's always a need.
You make it sound very easy, but I'm sure when you put it into action, it's not as easy. It takes hard work, focus, and it clearly shows that you have achieved this and more. I wanted to ask about your coaching. So let's go on to the website, kendraq.com. So if Heather, our lovely producer for today, yes, here we go. So can you tell us about your website, Kendra?
So yes, I hope it's engaging that you see it, that you have there. But as you can see, I think the biggest thing it says helping people. I think the key service, the biggest things is consulting to coaching to training and speaking, and keynote speaking if large populations need me to be there as well.
It's beautiful. Your website is very branded, the colors.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I love those colors. It reminds me
that
of fall.
Smile. That's a great picture.
Thank you.
Smile makes you want people magnetized to you. I love it. So it says at the top. Sorry, Heather. At the top it says. Was it? Oh, I would just go. Yeah, services and solutions. Can we click on that?
Awesome.
here we're going. If it clicks, yes, there we go. Service and
There
solutions.
we go.
Can you tell us, as we scroll down, there we go. You've got stars in your hand, and you're here. Keynote, key speaker, Lennox.
Yes, it's a manufacturing. That was an international. That was a conference, international conference that we're setting up. It was local, and they had it had me mic'd. That was at a women's conference as well. Mm-hmm. That was at an awards ceremony.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a workshop actually. That was a really cool workshop.
I love the stars.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, what is your strategy in a?
Well, each one is different. I think what people don't realize is what is the objective. So when it comes to the workplace, and culture consulting, I focus on what change management. Change management is different than project management. Project management is assessing a process. Change management is understanding the human need in the change of the process. So it's the human element of it.
I love that.
And people don't realize that. Yeah, change management is not project management. It's the human element and capacity in that.
That's a workshop. Definitely a workshop.
Yes. So I can consult in that, because what happens is, let's say I just helped an organization with, unfortunately, reduction in force, right? Laying people off, having to tell them, and restructuring. You can't just say, okay, this makes sense. We have to think of the human element. How would people feel? How do you communicate effectively? So that's the consulting part. So I'll come alongside a company. When it comes to how to strategize their culture, if they want to change it, if they don't like some of the things that are occurring, or how to build up a team. That's consulting. So consulting is when I come alongside and I come in and a few weeks, a few days, that I'll come in and help the leaders of that organization.
It's amazing. I mean, it's gone way over my head a little bit, to be honest. But I find it so, in relation to the film and music, people that are in the creative arts, how could you help coach someone that's wanting to be an artist out there, or launch their product, or be more of a management material? How could you fulfilled to be? How could that help someone in coming from that perspective?
I think the biggest thing, if you scroll up a little bit, you can see, no, the other way. Sorry, down then.
Down.
No, the other. Wait. Yes, coaching.
Yes.
That's where the coaching would play into what I do. And so that would be the life coaching, right? Or even maybe career coaching, if you were to look at that. Life works on, both of them are holistic that I work on, but the focus on life is figuring out how to find your balance and purpose, like what segment you want to do. And then we could transition into career of what is your long-term goals that you want within the industry, and what do you want to do? And then having clarity of kind of having those next steps, and then even holding you accountable in those next steps. I think that's just as important. You talked about, I'm making it sound easy to do community service or help. Well, sometimes if you have someone to hold you accountable to it, it helps. So that's why coaching is a wonderful profession to have, or avenue as a resource to make sure you hit your goals.
Yes, and the leadership as well of it. The leadership, and yes. I was going to say, so someone from singing or film or acting, or how they just don't have their voice and they don't have the game plan, you would be able to fulfill, so to be able to help them focus on their game plan and bring clarity, but also a human element to it as well through it.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Kendra,
absolutely. And then especially even if they're in the United States. If they're employed, I'll help them even from understanding their employment rights because of my human resources background. I remember I think it was a subcontract because sometime I worked through other companies that I helped the film union, the actors union in California, and I did some training with them.
I've really, from talking with you in the way, engaging with you, what you offer, we fulfill to be, it's necessary. It's a tool that's necessary for anyone that's in the creative arts industry that want to be sharing their voice and their product with the public domain.
It can be so challenging sometimes, right? To speak your voice or figure out what direction, within your career, where should you go first, or can you do all? I think the biggest thing when I am certified in coaching, and one of the key things they said is people are rainbows. We're not one definitive monolithic way. There's so many varieties to us. I think the thing is how to prioritize and focus within what to do next.
Yes, absolutely. Can we just, Heather, can we close the website now? It's a fabulous website. I urge everyone, please do go on to kendraqdodd.com. So fabulous. And I was going to say, Kendra, because I've been in the industry for a while as a singer, songwriter, all this stuff, I never had that support. I was having people say time is money, like the manager pushing you, and when you're not ready and not bringing a human element to it, not bringing humility, just going, you got to do this, you got to deliver this. I don't care what you're feeling like, you just got to go out and do it because the show goes on no matter what. That's so old programming. And it was so damaging. So for me personally, I really feel that it's so necessary and refreshing to have someone of your stature, your experience, to be able to share and help those people in the creative arts. I really feel that's necessary in every way, because some of these managers they don't bring a human element to it, and it's all about delivery and the money. Unfortunately.
And unfortunately, that's what I did when I was working on how to deal with a toxic environment. I think that was with the union. And I didn't even understand, I was just shocked at some of the things that these individuals told me within the training of how, or some of them were costume designers as well. And so I am just the pressure I couldn't imagine. And then how they're treated, like you said, in that. And so then how to speak up for yourself, how to have, I call them disarming opening conversations. Like, how do you introduce when you have someone that's, I'm using it loosely, a narcissist? How do you open up, right? You start with something by saying, I don't know if you recognize, right? So trying to say, even though if you think that they know, I'm not sure if you're aware of, right? Saying things in a way that gives them benefit of doubt, that they don't become defensive. And then speaking from your own, point of view. And I actually talk about that within my book. I call it the SEED method. And so it's a 4-step process. So what was the situation? Trying to think of the facts. And then how do you feel? What experiences made you maybe triggered, or your adrenaline goes up, or made you feel sad, or made you feel neglected? So where did that come from? So you'll know that, and then separate that. And then the next E is figure out where they are. Be empathetic, their point of view in this. And then D is coming to a determination and decide what to do next.
A wealth of knowledge and tools.
Yeah.
You were meant to be out there 10 years ago, Kendra. We needed you 10 years ago.
Well, thank you. I'm here now.
You arrived now. So your book, Kendra, where can people purchase your book?
Any major bookstore online, they can order it. And then some people love Amazon, so it is on there as well. I love Amazon as well, so it is on Amazon. So you can get it at every major bookstore. Even my publisher, Kirk House Publishing. So every venue you can find it.
And is it also going to be available, because you have such a beautiful voice and you're all about the voice, and Audible?
No, I need to. I people have asked. It is Kindle. I do have it on Kindle, but I don't. That's a fair assessment to have it on Audible.
Yeah, because that would be just fantastic, because it's truly engaging in what you're doing with your voice and how you're sharing your voice, and people will get that impact, because your voice will be narrating your story, and whatever they're doing, they're truly engaging.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to. That would be an interesting journey, because my favorite books on Audible, which I love Audible, are those in which the author is reading and not anyone else.
Well, there you go. That's definitely going to be another piece of conversation we can do for part 2.
Exactly.
For the film and music show. I wanted to ask, how do you have downtime, like chill time? Because you're going to be surrounded with so many different energies and working with different emotions as well. How do you let your hair down? Not let your hair, just chill out and relax.
Right. Now that one is harder to say than do for me. So I will tell you that is definitely harder. But I would say the biggest thing is having that community to help you, right? So if you find something that's hard for you to do, you find people that will help you do it. I mean, honestly, I'm here right now. It's just me. I'm visiting a friend, and she helps balance things out for me. So she's making sure. So having a community, things that you strengthen each other, where one is weak, one is strong, and helping do that. So that is part of why I'm here actually right now, to be able to find that time.
I love that. Having that safe space to be yourself without having the role of the business.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love it, Kendra. So before we close out, Kendra, is there anything you'd like to share with our viewers?
What I'm really working on, if they're on LinkedIn, maybe they're not. I am doing more of written comment articles that I'm hearing within my clients. That's something new. So if they want to go on LinkedIn to see KendraQcut.com, every Wednesday I'm having a new article that I'm having. And then if they go on my website, I'm going to start back up at the first of the year doing newsletters again. That's more personal. So find me on those avenues to get to know me. But also, if you go to talktokendra.com, not many people, if you do, you can actually be able to set up a free consultation with me if you really are interested.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Kendra. And of course, they can purchase your book.
Yes, that would be nice. If you really want
yes, we need to plug the book, your book, in every way. And looking forward to it as being an Audible.
Yes, thank you. That's good guidance. I received that feedback. I do.
All right. Well, thank you. I just want to thank you so much, Kendra. You've been an absolutely amazing guest for the Film and Music Show. And please do come back for part 2 in every way.
Part 2, Audible, done.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you so much. Thank you. And have a lovely rest of the holiday.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
Now that you've got your suitcase back, put on the clothes, girl, and go on party.
I am ready to go. Exactly.
Woo! Thank you very much, Kendra.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Beautiful Kendra Q. Dodd. Please do reach out to her. Please do go on her website, kendraqdodd.com. Find out about her. And honestly, you creatives, all creatives out there, we require, it's a necessity to have someone of Kendra Q. Dodd's experience and her true connection to the creative arts as well, because she's a musician and a singer, my goodness, and understanding human resources and helping you engage to bring out your confidence. on a human element. I love that, with a human element. What fabulous. It's always wonderful having all different guests in the creative arts field, coming from all different spectrums of jobs. My name is Dr. Madelenechan, and before we close out, I just want to say thank you to our main sponsor, Audi K Barrier and Songs for You. And I just want to say, if anyone would love to be a guest on the Film and Music Show, or you have a friend who is creative in the film and music sector, please do go on to usaglobaltv.com/book your session. Go onto there and scroll down, find the Film and Music Show, and please do book. We are now booked. We're looking for October now. So anyone out there, please do book with us. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you to Dr. Jacqueline, Chief of Operations and the founder of the mothership, USA Global TV and Radio. Thank you to our producer, Heather, the lovely Heather. She's been wonderful today. And thank you, viewers, USA Global TV Radio viewers, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube viewers as well. My name is Dr. Madelenechan, and before we close out, we are going to leave you with a word from the sponsors. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
5 Little Known Secrets for Dementia Caregivers with Tracy Cram-Perkins.
Hi there, I am Tracy Cram-Perkins, the host of the Dementia Home Care Show here on USA Global TV and Radio. I am also the author of the book of the same name. And you'll see this QR code. This is for an extended version of the same talk. So if you want to see the full hour-long version, feel free to scan the code and go to that website. Stick with me. We'll talk about 5 little known secrets to make it a little easier to do dementia caregiving. What you're seeing on the left-hand side is a healthy aged brain, age 55 and above. The one you're seeing on the right is an Alzheimer's disease brain. It is in moderate disease. It is shrinking. It has holes in it. The memories that were in those holes no longer exist. When you're learning something, let's say in kindergarten, you learn how to tie your shoelace. Well, then by the time you're in 2nd grade, your brain remembers that information from tying the shoelace and applies it so you can learn more quickly how to tie more complex knots. So the brain is hardwired to do this for us. So it helps us learn faster so it doesn't take us long to acquire knowledge. The brain is looking for the information and they pick the closest to wherever that hole is. Let's look at some tips that we can use to help do that.
These are 5 simple tools you can use as a dementia caregiver to help your loved one. The whiteboard is a useful tool in recording the day's activities and the answers to repetitive questions. The calendar clock is a very useful tool to orient your loved one on the day, the date, and the time, and remind them of upcoming appointments. The communication cards are a great tool to bridge the gap when they can no longer tell you what's wrong. And then there's the pill minder for when your loved one is still able to take pills but needs prompting. The final tool I want to share with you is the memory book. It tells your loved one's story. It's a great tool for distraction, redirection, also as a conversation starter, and telling you where they are in their story so you know how to answer their questions.
Music is probably the most powerful tool in your toolbox after laughter. Music is a way to maintain connection. It sticks with your brain longer than any other thing, including reading. When you're having an issue with somebody, you can play their favorite music if you move them to another room, something that makes them happy, or you can start singing songs together from their childhood. These are some of my favorite books for caregivers. My show airs on the 3rd Tuesday of every month, and you can view past episodes on YouTube. Thank you, everyone.
This program has been brought to you in part by Tracy Cram-Perkins. Connect with her and order her book at tracycramperkins.com. For more information about Alzheimer's disease, support resources, and how you can help, contact the Alzheimer's Association at 1-800-272-3900 or visit their website at www.alzheimersassociation.org. They offer 24/7 helpline support and a wealth of information to assist you and your loved ones.